Hey, what's up YouTube, it's PokeLord8610 here, doing the fourth, sorry about that, I'll just stretch my hand, fourth and final part to this, where I'm showing you all the cards I got today. So we're going to start off with the single ritual card we got, which is this one, Venu, Bright Bird of Divinity, and its effect is, as you can see, you can ritual summon this card with Primal Cry once per turn. You can reveal a monster in your hand, then target one face-up monster on the field. That target's level becomes equal to the level of the revealed monster you had until the end of the turn. Once per turn, if another monster is distributed from your hand or field, except during the damage step, you can target one monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Which, personally, I think that's quite good. Then we will go for the Link monsters. I have two of him, as you can see. Yeah. I'm going to pause the video and sort this out in a second. There, I've sorted it out now. So we've got Aram of the Wild Chalice Blade Master, which is a Cyberburst Link. Focus camera. 2 Wild Chalice Monster, gains 300 attack for each Wild Legacy monster in my graveyard, with a different name. You contribute 1 Wild Chalice monster this card points to, then target one other monster in your graveyard, special summon it to your zone. This card points to you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can summon 1 Wild Chalice monster from your hand. And I have 2 of them. Then I have 3 Goki Great Ogres, 2+ Goki monsters. All monsters on the field lose attack equal to their original defense. If this card would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy one of the monsters it points to instead, which I think is quite good. Then we have Mr. Boy, which I have 3 of. Everything else I have 3 of. It was only the Wild Chalice Blade, the Blade Master. I only have 1 of. 2 water monsters. All water monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. Also, all fire monsters on their field lose 400 attack and defense. If this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target 1 water monster in your graveyard added to your hand, and you can only use Mr. Boy's effect once per turn. And then we have Excalibur Sniftis, or however you pronounce it. 2 earth monsters. Crawler monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by battle. It gains 300 attack / defense, and can make up to 2 attacks or monsters during each battle phase. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, whilst its owner controls it, you can target 2 crawler monsters with different names in your graveyard, special summon them face down defense position. And then the last one is Excalibur Neurogos, which is 2 insect monsters and exactly the same effect. So these are all of the Link monsters, so just grab these. So I've done that. We'll do the normal monsters. That 1 of, 2 of, 1 of. So I have 1 Beckoned by the Wild Chalice. His battle with Mechastrocities never seems to end. Even when their forest was invaded by Mechastros, insects, he stood his ground and was inspired the others to defenders around him. Seems quite like a nice guy, I'd say. Then I have two chosen by the World Chalices, which is inspired by the world hero legends he hears as a boy. This Crusader adds peace to his armor from every monstrosity he destroys. He sets out on a quest from Fairy Lee to recover the 7 world legacies and save the world. He looks quite cool, he does. So, this one is nice. This one looks cool. What about this one? And then, as you can see in the background, Dark Magician. The Wizard in terms. The Ultimate Wizard in terms of attack and defense. Then we have Crowned by the World Chalice. With her magical staff, she can channel the living heart of her world to shield her people from the mech knights that have overrun it. So for level 2, 2100 defense, that's quite good. But out of all of them, these lot sound really cool. But my favourite's got to be the Dark Magician. Because who doesn't love the original Dark Magician? We will go for Xyz monsters. I have 3, 1, 2, and 2. So, starting off, we have 2 DD Wave High King cases, and he needs 2 level 6 Fiend monsters. When a spell trap or monster effect is activated that includes an effect of a special summon monster, quick effect, you can attach 1 material from this card and negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. Sorry. Then you can make 1 other DD monster you control gain 1800 attack until the end of this turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Dark Contract from your deck to your hand. So that is quite nifty. And then we have 2 Lysauric Assembled Nightingale. Needs 2 or more level 1 monsters. This card gains 200 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. This card can attack directly. Once this card has Xyz material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Xyz material attached to it. Once per turn, during each player's turn, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card. Until the end of this turn, Lysauric monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect. Also, you take no battle damage. It's quite nifty. Then I have 1 Zodiac Hammer Kong, which is a ripoff of Donkey Kong. 3 or more level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon Hammer Kong using 1 Zodiac monster you control with a different name as Xyz material. You can also, if you used an Xyz monster, any Xyz to attach to also become an Xyz material for this card. This card gains attack and defense equal to the attack of all Zodiac monsters attached to it. Whilst this card has Xyz materials, your opponent cannot target face-up Zodiac monsters on the field with card effects except this one. Once per turn, during your own phase, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card. That's a pretty bad effect, I'd say. Then, for the third, for front cards, Lysauric Rectal Starling, who is also a level 1. 2 plus level 1 monsters. I wonder if that means it can be used with level 2 plus level 1 monsters. I'm not sure. If any of you lot know what This means, because look, on the other two, it's exactly the same. So it's not a misprint. I think that's supposed to be like 2 or more. If this card has a season attached to it, you can target one face monster on the field against 3 attacking defense for each season material attached to this card. Once per turn, you can attach one season from this card. Add 1 level 1 winged. Camera focus. Hello. Add 1 winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. Also, all battle damage you take from battles involving this season card is also inflicted to your opponent. So that's quite good. Especially if you have this on the field and this on the field. They have quite a nifty effect, I'd say. But I really do not like this card whatsoever. I'd probably have to say I can't. My favourites would be these two. So, done them. We'll go for fusions. All of these I now have 3 of. Hold on, I'm just going to pause the video whilst I move around. Sorry. Now we have 3 Amazoness Empress. What's this? 1 Amazoness Queen and 1 Amazoness Monster. Other Amazoness cards you control cannot be destroyed by battle or by a card effect. If your Amazoness monsters attack your defensive position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. If this face-up fusion summoned card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, was this card the only controls it, you can special summon 1 Amazoness Queen from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Okay, I'm going for a better one. I don't want Amazoness cards. I have 3 Cybertron Dragons. I have more. Which, this card's effect isn't that good, but it's quite good. That it can attack twice during each battle phase. It's a shame the 3-headed one couldn't attack 3 times, because that would have made it. Well, saying that would have probably made it too overpowered, but still would have been quite a good effect. Now, as you can see, I have a wire plugged into my phone because I'm charging my phone. Now you have Amazoness Pet Tiger. Oh, Liger. Okay. So I'm assuming it's going to be like Amazoness Pet Tiger and Amazoness Pet Lion. It's like, hello. Oh no, it's just Amazoness Tiger plus 1 Amazoness Monster. Hello. There we go. My phone is really annoying. I don't sorry about that. Once per turn, if this card attacks during damage calculations, you can make this card go 500 attack during the battle phase. During the damage calculations only. If your Amazoness monsters attacks an opponent monster after damage calculation, you can target 1 face monster your opponent controls. It loses on attack. Monsters your opponent controls cannot attack Amazoness monsters you control except this one. Yeah, I really don't like Amazoness cards. I say they take too long to set up. Right, now we're going to look at the pendulums. I have 1. I'll pause the video, sort these cards out, and then I'll come back. There we go. For you, that's like a couple of minutes for me. So we have Profound Power, Trampanda. Its pendulum effect is once per turn, you can increase this card's pendulum scale by 1, max 12. Which for trying to summon really high level monsters, I'd say this is actually a good card to use. And then its effect is, if my camera will focus, you can see. When your pendulum monster is targeted for attack, you can negate the attack. Pretty good. You can only use the effect of Profound Power Panda once per turn. Then we have 3 Odd Eyes Persona Dragons. their pendulum phases are really long. Once per turn, during your end phase, if your opponent activated a card or effect this turn that targeted one odd-eyed pendulum monster you controlled and no other cards, whilst this card was in your pendulum zone, special summon this card, and if you do, place one face-up odd-eyed pendulum monster from your X deck into your pendulum zone, except odd-eyed Persona Dragon. Which I think that effect is too long. My favourite one out of the ones I've got, out of the 3 different Odd-Eyes, which is Odd-Eyes Phantom, Odd-Eyes Persona, and Odd-Eyes Mirage Dragon. I prefer Odd-Eyes Phantom Dragon's Pendulum effect. This card's normal effect is... Splat goes the cards. I'm trying to get rid of most of the glare off my light. Stay away, glare. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field that was special summoned from the X deck, as its effect is negated until the end of this turn. What I'd say, bad effect. See, Phantom Dragon, yes, has a long effect, but it's still good. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving a your face-up monster and an opponent's monster, you can have an odd-eyed monster you control in your other. If you have an odd-eyed card in your other pendulum zone, you can make that monster you control gain 1200 attack until the end of the battle phase, even if this card leaves the field. Which, if you have 2 on the field, means it gains an extra 2400, including its 2500 normal attack, means you got some attack on it. I think this one, its attack and defense, was supposed to be like, I'm trying to think now, hold on. When you get the Pendulum starter deck, you have Stargazer and Timegazer. Stargazer, Magician's attack and defense. When this Pendulum summoned card inflicts damage to your opponent by attacking, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of odd-eyed cards in your Pendulum zone times 1200. Which means if you have 2, is 2400. You can only use the effect of Odd-Eyed Phantom Dragon once per turn. So you can only use this effect once per turn, but you can use this effect twice per turn. Or as many times as you want. And here comes Mirage Dragones, which, out of all of them, has the highest pendulum summoning scale. Its pendulum effect is quite bad. Like I said, I prefer Phantom Dragon. But anyway, once per turn, if a face-up Odd-Eyed pendulum monster you controlled is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy one card in your pendulum zone. If you do, place one face-up Odd-Eyed pendulum monster from your X deck into your pendulum zone, except Odd-Eyed Mirage Dragon. I do not like this effect, but I do like it's got quite a high number. Now, this effect. While an Odd-Eyed card is in your pendulum zone, quick effect. You can target one Odd-Eyed monster you control. The first time it would be destroyed by battle or by card effect. This turn, it's not destroyed. You can only use the effect of Odd-Eyed Mirage Dragon once per turn. See, this effect is better than this effect. And I have 2 of those Odd-Eyed Mirage Dragons. Now, I have 3 of these. So, Noble Dragon Magician. Unless you have a Magician card in your other pendulum zone, destroy this card. Pretty bad effect. That's why very few people use this in the Pendulum Zone, they mostly just use it for the tuner. Or the tuner, as I say it. Cannot be used as a single material, except for a single material of a Dragon Synchro. Which is meh, I'd say. There are some cards, like one I know, is you can only use this card to Synchro Summon a Warrior type Synchro monster. And that card is a level 2 monster, so it's very bad. Can't remember its name off the top of my head, but oh well. Cannot be used to sync. If this card is used as a single material, unless all other single materials are odd ice monsters, place this card at the bottom of your deck. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one level 7 or higher odd ice monster you control, reduce its level by 3, and if you do, special summon this card. See, this is quite good. It does help you if you want to like go into some like major synchros. Oh well. I have one of these. Speedroid Passenger Glider. Pendulum Factor for my phone focus. It's focusing on my bed. There we go. Once per turn, you can send one Spiritoid Tuner monster from your hand or face up on your field to the graveyard. Increase or reduce minimum 1 discard Pendulum Scale by the original level of the monster sent to the graveyard. So what's the point in that? Yeah, I'm gonna keep sending like some Speedroid monsters to the graveyard. Unless you want them in the graveyard, it's not that good. If there are no monsters on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Speedroid Passing Glider once per turn this way. If this card is tribute summoned, you can target one level 4 or lower Speedroid monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Your opponent's monsters cannot target Speedroid monsters to get this card for an attack. So for a level 5 monster with 2200 attacks, not that good, but it's okay. Abyss Actor, trendy, and sturdy. When you Pendulum summon a monster, you can add one face up. Level 1 or level 8 Abyss active Pendulum monster from your X deck to your hand. If you have 2 Abyss active cards in your Pendulum Zone, you can tribute this card, special summon one level 1 or 8 Abyss Pendulum monster from your hand or face up from your X deck. Can only use. So it's basically the same effect as this. This adds it to your hand, and then if you have another one on the field, you can use it to special summon. Well, I have one of these. Symphonic Warrior Mikes. Unless you have a Symphonic Warrior card in your other Pendulum Zone, this card Pendulum Scale becomes 4. Once owned during your end phase, you can target one of your banished Symphonic Warrior monsters, add it to your hand. That's quite good if you have like cards that banish stuff and you want to get them back to keep using the banishing cards effect. That is actually quite good. You can special summon this card from your hand by removing one Symphonic counter from the field. After you normal summon a special summon this card, you can normal summon one monster during your main phase 1 in addition to your normal summon or set. See, this is a good effect. When metronome don't trust you. Obviously, don't think it's supposed to be. It's sort of like a pun. It's metronome. Oh well. Once per turn, you can target one other card in the field. One other card in a Pendulum Zone. This card's pendulum scale becomes equal to that card's to the end of this turn. Which then means you can't pendulum summon anything. So that's bad. Once you have 2 cards in your pendulum zone with the same pendulum scale, this card gains attack and defense equal to the pendulum scale times 100. And this card can attack your opponent directly. If this card inflicts damage to your opponent by a direct attack, destroy all cards in the pendulum zones. Which means if you have 2 of these, and if you have this card in your other pendulum zone, get this to 12, and then that 12, and it's 12 times 100, which means it gains an extra 1200, which means it goes to 3000 attack. Boom. Quick maths. And we have 2 Perform Power Handstand Coons, with its pendulum effect being... Hi, sorry about that. My siblings are going to bed now, so I have to be a bit quieter. You can target 1 Perform Power monster you control, return it to the hand, but for the rest of this turn, your cards with the same name as the one returned to your hand by this effect, and their effects cannot be activated. That is a really bad effect. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can target 1 card in the field, return it to your hand. Yes, I have 2 of those. Really bad effect. Now this is one of the funny ones. Ready? Perform Power. You go, Golem. I find that name funny. I don't know why. Once per turn, if a monster is fusion summoned to your field, except during a damage step, you can add 1 Perform Power or Rise or Magician Pendulum monster from your graveyard face up extra deck to your hand, which is quite a good effect. Once per turn, during your main phase, if this card was Pendulum summoned, this turn you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using this card you control and a dragon monster you control as a fusion material. Which means I think that's a quicker way to try and get out, like, your Odd Eyes fusion monsters. And I have 3 of those. Then we have... Oh, I still have that and that to do. I'm leaving the monsters till last, and I'll probably turn that, as this is near enough a half an hour video, probably turn that into a separate video, and probably do one of these, or one of them, or do both, all 3 of these in a separate video. By the way this is going, I'm probably going to do another video. So, Perform Power, Odd Eyes, Unicorn. Go away, Supreme Green Dragon Worm. Once this card is in your pendulum zone, when your Odd Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target 1 other Perform Power monster you control. That attacking monster gains attack equal to the original attack of the targeted monster on the field to the end of the spell phase. I think that's quite good. And this is, when this card is normal summon or special summoned, you can target 1 Perform Power monster in your graveyard, gain life points equal to its attack. See, so you wouldn't want to do it on this card itself, but you'd want to do that because that's quite a good effect on like a really high attack Perform Power monster. Now for the final one, Supreme King Dragon Dark Wyram. I'm pretty sure there's another one that's like Supreme King Dragon Light Wyram or something. Once turn, if you try numbers, you can place 1 Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your extra deck into your pendulum zone. Also, you cannot pendulum summon monsters for the rest of the turn except dark monsters. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add 1 Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, and you can control no monsters, you can special summon this card. You can only use the effect of Supreme, each monster's effect of Supreme King once per turn. So, see, what I would do is I would have it, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your graveyard to then activate. So when you normal summon it first turn, you would add one of them. Then when this card is sent to the graveyard, you would then use the effect and special summon, add the other one, and then summon the other one. Well, this has been a 31 odd minute video. My phone is heating up quite a bit, so I'm going to give it some time to cool down. But see you in the second part of this, so see ya.